you can make a lot of money in DeFi, and that's what people says. And somewhat it's right, but at the same time, you can lose all the money that you're putting in the market. Now, DeFi is becoming a big machine with so many components, and for you, it's important to understand the nuances of it. Because once you understand the nuances of DeFi, you would also understand how whales, how OGs are making money. And this is exactly what we are going to talk about in this video, this little unstructured video, but it will give you a lot of insights, lot of input on to improve your research, to be able to capitalize on this new wave of DeFi. And in case if you don't know me, hi, I'm Harsh from CoinSutra, and since 2016 we have been helping users like you to understand the nuances of cryptocurrencies. Now, DeFi, and we have talked about DeFi in some of our videos. Now, today we are taking it one notch up, where I'm going to show you a technique called leverage lending. Basically, the idea is that money makes money, and you might have heard that a lot of people make significant amount of money by participating in DeFi. So this is exactly what you're going to learn today. I'll also help you understand how you can start your research, the things that you should be watching for, the things that should stop you from not investing in a particular project, or the risk and reward of investing in a new project. So if you're with me and if it sounds good to you, stick around and let's get started. So what I'm going to talk about today is called leverage lending, right? That means that if you have something like Ethereum, USDT, WBTC, you can actually lend that money and you borrow something against that money, and then you can capitalize on it. You can maximize your yield. So one way to think of this is, as let's say you have like 2 Ethereum, right, and it's sitting in your wallet. There are a few options that you can do. You can stake it on Finance and earn about 5 to 6% yearly, or you can use DeFi protocol lending and borrowing platform called Aave, Compound, Maker to lend that money, right? And then you can use that amount as collateral. So for example, if Aave is about $1,500, and let me show you this with an example. So here is a good example. Now Aave is one of the most popular lending and borrowing platform on DeFi, right? Now for example, here we have about 1.66 ETH, which roughly valued at, let's say, $3,000. Now what we can do is we can lend this Ethereum to the market, right? And when we do that, we'll be earning an APY of 0.33%. Of course, it's not good, but just to understand the entire mechanism. Right now, what we can do is, of this $3,000 worth of Ethereum that we provided, we can actually borrow something like USDT worth, let's say, $1,000, and we would be paying a variable APY of, with the current rate, about 2.52%. So let's say we borrow this $1,000 at the interest rate of 2.52%. Now the goal is to use this $1,000 in a way to get more money than 2.52%. That is how you would be using your existing asset as a collateral, using the and borrowing money against it, and then using a strategy to make more money out of it. And if you think of it in the real world scenario, in the traditional finance, this is how people are making money, right? So if you're with me, if you understand this concept, now I'm going to tell you about something very interesting. Okay, so now what's happening is a lot of new protocols, a lot of new blockchains are coming. So for example, Optimism and Arbitrum are two very upcoming and popular layer 2 solution for Ethereum. And a lot of similar platform is coming on this platform. So for example, there is this platform called Sonne.finance, right? And they offer the similar feature of lending and borrowing, where you can actually lend your USDT, for example, and you will be earning about 6.09%. Now it's up to you. If you can actually use, let's say if you supply USDT worth $1,000, you can actually borrow up to 90% of the collateral value. That means up to $900 you can borrow from the market. But the borrowing rate for is 8.32%. So if you calculate, the platform is borrowing, the platform is taking money at the value of 6.09% and lending out at the value of 8.32%. So the platform is making about 2% on this, which is pretty, simple and straightforward business model. But here is something very interesting, right? Now, when you actually lend your money to this platform is also giving you reward in terms of their native tokens, and in this case it's 0.84%. And at the same time, if you decide to borrow money, right? Like let's say you have some Ethereum or you have USDT, you give this money to the platform, and you decide, hey, I'm going to borrow USDT, right? So you will be, of course, your interest rate that you'll be paying is 8.32%. But at the same time, the platform is rewarding you 7.21% in the native token. The token of this platform is called this Sonne Finance, SONNE, right? So if your effective interest rate is about 1%, now what you're doing is, like, when you are supplying money, you're earning 6.09%, and when you are borrowing, your effective interest rate is 1%. Now you can supply $1,000, you can borrow, let's say, $800, then you resupply this $800. Now your supply value is $1,800, and then again 80% of the $800 you can again borrow. And that's how you use the leverage lending in DeFi. Sounds simple, right? But it is not, because there are a lot of if and buts, and the probability of you losing money is high. But that's the kind of risk one take in the world of DeFi. What are the risks? What can you lose, right? You might be asking this question. And let me show you, let me share a few of the things, right, which will help you to improve your research, improve the understanding and the process of this entire concept. So now, creating a platform like this is no brainer. Any developer, any team of 2-3 people, or even one person can just simply fork existing platform like Aave, because their code is open sourced. So they can just simply fork the platform code and optimize it for other blockchain like Optimism, Arbitrum, Solana, Polygon, any other platform, right? Even though this platform like Aave is available for our Optimism, if you can check here, you can check, like, this platform, you can actually use borrowing and lending on Optimism platform using Aave. But then there is always need for more protocol, right? And we don't know which one of them will become popular, and that's where the risk comes. So there are 2-3 ways you can navigate this. One, you can use this leverage lending strategy to maximize on your investment. That is one. But the biggest problem with this strategy is that since these protocols are too small, and if I look at this protocol TVL, the total value logged is about $45 million, which is actually very low in the context of cryptocurrency, in the context of DeFi, right? And this platform gets hacked every now and then. So, one simple way, and one way to understand if this protocol is good or not, is by looking at the audit. If this platform has good partnership, but the audit is the one of the most important things. Second is, who are the team behind it? Who are the people? Now, since the DeFi protocol, most of the time, the team behind a DeFi protocol are, they stay anonymous, which is good and sometimes not good. Because, if you look at the history of DeFi hacks, you would be surprised that so many such protocol, which is the talk of the town, they get hacked. Now, so when I was doing research of this particular platform, I found this page, the snapshot, the platform where this protocol let the token holder vote and make the decision, so basically, let's say if you have this token of this platform, right, and there are few ways you can get token of this platform. One, when they do the private sale, and if you have the excess, you get the token. Or second is, when you actually use this protocol, since you can see, they are giving away this reward in the form of this particular token, the Sonne token, you become the holder of the token, and then you can also stake this token to earn an extra money. So that's how you get access to this token, and you become you have the ownership of this token. And if you think this token does not have any value right now, I mean, it's something like they are creating the demand for it by growing the platform, and you being participating at the early stage become a stakeholder in this kind of token. So now on this platform, this platform has created a snapshot asking that, like, hey, we want to raise 50,000 USDC so that we can do an hybrid audit bug bounty program of Code for Arena. So, they want to run a bug bounty program on this platform called Code for Arena, and this is different than audit. So now when you become part of this kind of protocol, the challenge is, there are multiple fold challenges. Number one, we don't know if this protocol will become successful or not. Second, the codes are not audited. That means any value that is on this platform can be hacked. So often a lot of people take the leap of the faith, and some people who are auditor or some people who are who understand the code, they actually go through the code and they see like, okay, the code is good, then they participate early, and that's where they make that life-changing money with this kind of protocol. But that's how you get started, and that's the plus and minus of DeFi, especially in this area which I'm talking about. Because if we are talking about the, and if you look at the ROI, right, like the supply API is about 6.09%. But if you go to Aave, right, the return is 1.12% because they are established, they are well, reputed. So think of them as like blue chip protocol. But these protocols are like new. So of course there is a lot of reward, but at the same time it comes with the increased risk. So if you understand this concept of risk and reward, now we can move ahead and we can learn something more. So quick recap. So far we have understood like how this lending protocol works. Like, they basically incentivize in the form of their native token so that the users participate, and that's how they increase their TVL, the total value logged. The more TVL is increased for a protocol, the trust on that protocol increases and more money starts coming in. But of course, you have to do some of your due diligence in terms of who's the team behind it, who are these people, what kind of partnership they have. Are the codes audited or not? Because one of the biggest risks with this DeFi platform is the hacking. The codes are not up to the mark. Any hacker can, often like they find bug, or if they are working with an outsourced developer, they add a backdoor and they drain all the money, and it has happened in the past. The idea of doing this video is to give you an understanding of how you should be navigating, how you should be evaluating this kind of project. Now, most of this project, like for example, this one have their documentation, and this is the first one of the places where I would get started, right? So if you go to their documentation, I found this documentation to be as basic as it could be. Especially with the AI, I could probably write this documentation in next 1 hour, right? The only known thing here is the name of the Andre, who's the guy very popular for the FTM, right? So that name is there, but there is no information about the code audit. There's no information about the team behind it. What do? You have to do your research. So that's where you go to their other platform. You go to their Twitter. You want to see what kind of activity is happening, who are the people who are interacting with, and find all the latest information. So I could see like this platform, some of their token is being traded on some of the platform like BitGate, MEXC, but they are not the top tier exchange. So again, risk is still there, and a lot of risk is there. But what you can do also is you can also go to their Discord. So right, like you go to their website. Here you will find their Discord or Telegram, and you can ask some of the question that you have to their platforms. For example, I reached out here like almost half an hour back, and I asked this question: hey, what is the status of the audit? Of course, no reply so far. So what I'm saying is like, there are like lot of reward in the DeFi platform, but you have to be very mindful about which protocol that you use, because once you connect your wallet to a protocol, and if the protocol is malicious, which is often at times, because you don't know who is creating it, right? Anybody can create a protocol like this. The probability of you losing your money that you have provided to the protocol, or often the hacker draining your wallet is usually high. But by no means I'm saying that this particular platform is bad, or the intention of this platform is hacking. But all I'm saying is giving you insights on how you should be navigating. At least this is how I approach when I'm working with any protocol, deciding if this protocol is for me or not. But then you need to have a mechanism to monitor some of the parameter of a platform, like, what is the user growth, what is the kind of TVL, the total value logged, it's growing. And that you can do with this platform called DeFi Llama, right? You go to DeFi Llama and you search for this platform called, let's say, Sonne, right? And Sonne Finance. And here you can find a lot of information in terms of like how the TVL is increasing. And we can see like there was a time in November the TVL was 32 million. Then the TVL dropped till 11 million. And now lately the TVL is increasing, the total value logged, which is a good sign. The growth is a good sign. But then of course there are like, some of the red flag. For example, the audit is not done. So even though this protocol is giving you a lot of reward, but it comes with a lot of risk. Decide based on this factor that if you want to interact with the protocol or not. What else? Again, this protocol has a token, and if you see 1 year high, it's like somewhere at the discovery phase. And this is what you need to understand, that often the discovery phase is a great time to invest in a project, but it comes with a lot of added risk because you have the probability of losing everything that you are investing in. And in the crypto, they say, right, you should invest what you can afford to lose. But even if you want to participate in a protocol like this, which is like which is upcoming, you have to ensure that you do your basic due diligence in the terms of fundamental analysis. Also, there are token analysis, that like, does this token has the tokenomics in a way that it can go to $6, right? And if that's the case, then the risk might be worth it. Otherwise, if you are participating in a protocol with this added risk without doing any due diligence just because some influencer or somebody on the internet told you, my friend, you're not doing good. That's not how you invest. Okay. So this is how the you navigate DeFi. And of course, I have a lot to add here, but I'll do that in the next video. Let's continue this conversation. If you like this kind of video, let me know in the comment section. It would probably also help me understand that you are getting value out of it and help me make more video like this. With that, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, and keep watching CoinSutra.